Hi, welcome to Wealthy Mindset. My name is Oliver. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you're having a great day. In today's video, I'm going to cover AMC stock for May 10th trading day and potentially the next couple trading days as well. I'm going to analyze the graph to give you lows and highs, essentially price target predictions. Now, quick disclaimer before I begin. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a professional, and everything I do share with you is just my opinion. It is not advice, so please do not buy or sell based off the information I give you or the opinions I do form. Please do your own due diligence and research before buying and selling. Now, if we look at the graph, so far, AMC is basically doing pretty good. Pre-market seems to be high at the moment. And there's one other thing I want to show before I get to the graph. If we look at AMC stock, go to statistics, shares shorted. At the moment, shares shorted as of April 15th, 2021 reported, we have share shorted is 20.98%. The reason why I'm showing this is because earlier it was at roughly about 16% shorted, and this is a float, and plus in terms of outstanding it's pretty close, relatively the same. The reason why this is significant is it was shorted quite a bit before, but when it's considered extremely shorted, that's when it passes 20%, and that's what we have right now. So right now the stock is considered extremely shorted. Now if we go back to the graph, we closed at $9.51 as of May 7th, 2021. Pre-market seems to be up, so that's good. We have the downward trend resistance line that I've showed in the past, dating back since the January highs of 2021, and knocked us back down as of March 2021. And we had a false breakout right here, and that was good. The only thing is though, there seems to be like somewhat of a cycle that's keeping us down a little bit right here. So up, down, going up, and then had this like double downward trend resistance line that when we went down had a support as well, went down, up, knocked down somewhat, and then down to almost touching the support level but didn't get to it, and then going back up. Now because it's extremely shorted, and plus because we passed this downward trend resistance line, I think we'll pass it again. We might get knocked down one more time, but over time there will be a spike up because in terms of short squeeze, I can see it happening somewhat relatively soon. When, it's hard to tell exactly. Obviously nobody knows for sure, but it could potentially happen. Now in the meantime, what could we be capped at? Because given some turbulence in the markets a little bit, what will happen is, first, if we go to the upside, continue on the upside, we'll have issues at technically 978, but we're already at 986 pre-market, so that's good. Plus the moving average. Okay, so given that, we might just go straight to, okay, so to be honest, we're probably going to hit $10 to $10.12, have some horizontal resistance there, but then even if we pass that, we'll meet horizontal resistance at 1026, and 1026 coincides with this long moving average right here at 1021. So 1026, 1021 is going to possibly cause some issues here and there. And then after that, we have issues at the 1043. But what I want to mention is this downward trend resistance line that I talked about. To get to it, if you get to it right away relatively quickly, it's $10.75. But that coincides with this range. So before we get to that, we're going to have issues at 1043, 1055. The range is give or take a couple cents. Then we're going to have issues between the 1074 to 1081 range. It's quite a bit of good resistance there. Plus it coincides with this downward trend resistance line right here at, like I mentioned, the 1070 range. Now the thing is, if we do spike up past that, I unfortunately think that it's probably going to be capped a little bit at the 1095, 1092, 1090 range. A little bit, but then ultimately at the 1098 to $11.14. So I could see it going to $11.14 range, between 11 to 11.14, somewhere around there, and then unfortunately coming back down a little bit for one more cycle down, potentially. But because it's extremely shorted, I wouldn't be surprised if it just spiked up anyway and just went through that completely. Now if you want to know if it's completely fine, then we would have to pass like pretty much ultimately the $12 price point. More specifically, I would say if we pass $12.23, you could tell that we're in good shape. Just because we would pass, like for example, just for ballpark wise, if you see horizontally right here, twice we got knocked down at the low $12 price point right here and right here. So I don't even know if we touched $12 right specifically right there, but you could tell there's quite a bit of resistance horizontally around that level. And so that's for the upside. Now actually, and one other thing, if we pass $11.14, the next resistance level is $11.22, and then after that is between 11.28 to 11.30, and then you want to basically get to the 11.40 to 11.50 range. I'll explain further if we do get to that relatively quickly, but ultimately you want to pass $12.30 for the most part, if I remember correctly. And to the downside, now if we go to the downside, I think first we would hit 1070, or yeah, 1070 like I mentioned, or maybe even $11.14 before we come back down. But if we do come back down, we would probably hit $10.22. And I think if we did come down, it would be more shorted positions. So in the short term, it would probably not be great, but in the long term, it would open the doors for more of a bigger, shorter squeeze. But it depends though. This is just my opinion. Again, not advice. So form your own opinion before buying and selling, and do your own due diligence and research. But if we went up to $10.20, let's just say 10.22, somewhere around that range, where was it? Right here. So 10.26, let's say even two, come back down, then I could see us coming back down to so we would trickle down to the level. So we would have support at 9.78 and all that stuff, but then come down to 9.50 where we're at right now, 9.50 to $9.47 to $9.44. Then we would have the support at the $9.27 horizontal, quite a bit of support right there. And then we would trickle down to the $9.11, and then $8.99. Let me see, where is it? Right here. So yeah, so $8.99, $8.95. I personally don't think we'll go lower than that, but if we did, we would have this support level right here to rely on, which is around the 880 range. So specifically, I guess it's 880 range pretty much for the most part. It could be 888, 889, stuff like that, but I would expect 880 range to hold us. Now we could go lower, maybe 876, and we saw a false breakout right here like last time, which went down to 843. But I think given how much it's shorted, I don't think it's going to go that much lower, because at one point the short squeeze should happen a little bit, at least to spike up for the most part. Okay, so that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. If you like the video, consider dropping a like. It does help the channel. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. And if you like this video or other stock videos or other financial videos that I'll be posting in the future, consider subscribing so you'll be notified when I do upload those videos. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.